our guys, threw up some good fight, cutting the lead to single digits at the end of the third. They had a response for everything we were throwing out there, coverage-wise, schematic-wise. There's obviously things you're going to go back and look at and say, could we made this a little bit harder, that a little bit harder? We tried. I thought there were some things that we could definitely have done a little bit better execution-wise. But they had a heck of a shooting night, especially from the mid-range, the rim, the threes, all that. Give them a lot of credit.
What made Aldridge such a tough matchup for you guys in the first quarter?
I thought he just got it going, got to his spots, saw the ball falling a couple times. Obviously, started shooting threes, which, he usually kind of lives in the mid-range. But, credit to him. He just kind of found some sweet spots out there, saw the ball fall in, and, the rim just got a little bit bigger for him. So, we tried to make some adjustments. I thought we, did a better job when we started switching him. We tried to front him. That's a work in progress for us. But, credit him. He had a heck of a night.
Turnovers in the first half yet. Yeah, we had 9 turnovers just in the third quarter. What's the plan moving forward to help improve the offense in the third quarter?
Just constantly get better, keep working. So we have our moments, good and bad, in 4 quarters. Third quarter's been one where we got to find a way to just play better. But turnovers is an area that we got to get better in. So we just got to keep working on it, studying it, keep being aggressive, but try to limit those possessions when we can.
If you look at just the offensive numbers you guys had, they're pretty good. Do you feel like it's still kind of a work in progress to keep pounding the message to the guys, how much the defense matters, especially in matchups like this when you just almost can't do enough offensively to keep up if you're kind of letting go of the rope on the other end?
Yeah, sure. Defense is the thing that we hit all the time. I'm not trying to downplay this, but it's been 30 games, and this is the first time we've gotten our rear end handed to us. So I've been proud of the guys. Like, our defense is obviously something we got to get better at. Our offense too, but this is clearly nothing that's reflective of who we are as a team. The Spurs had a heck of a night. There's obviously a million things that we can do better, but there was also a million things that were out of our control that the Spurs, we're going to overcome regardless. So I think our guys have been trending. They're competing hard. They're executing defensively. It's the thing that we hit every single day. So it's never going to change.
Jaren, he had another really nice night from 3-point range. Are you at all surprised that people aren't coming out a little bit more on when he's kind of just coming down the floor and just stepping into it with confidence?
Yeah, I think that's a credit to the pace of play and the kind of randomness that we throw out there. That I definitely think there's going to be some times. I think they made a point of emphasis to switch his pick and rolls early on, and the more that we can just keep playing and just keep playing with a lot of movement and a lot of randomness, I think that's going to free him up. So I think he's been a beneficiary of that. Transition's obviously a big one. His possessions are going, and we're getting in drive and kick, and he's just finding those little honey spots when the defense has to react. It's not always him having to force threes. I think he's just getting it because of our style of play, and I think he's grasping that and finding that comfort zone.
Yeah, it seems like you guys have about 11 in the rotation right now. Do you feel like that number is sustainable long term, or are you going to need to kind of trim the fat there as the weeks progress here?
Yeah, I think right now, especially, we're starting to get to that point of the season where you need a lot of guys to give you minutes. So obviously we have a lot of guys playing some heavy minutes, but not super heavy. But it keeps giving us a look, at what our rotations can be, continue moving. But right now I'm still comfortable playing 11.
Coach, in a game where the Spurs were literally hitting everything, how do you keep the team up when you guys played a great game on your end as well? How do you keep the team from getting down too low about a game like this?
Yeah, it's human nature where you're kind of scratching your head a lot, but we just kept focused on what we need to execute. Like, how can we just keep getting better? Obviously, it's one of those nights. Give them credit. Saying that during the game, let's try to somehow make it a little bit harder, a little tougher contest, or a little bit better execution out of a switch or whatever it might be. Keep getting to play with force on offense, and we still racked up 28 assists against a team that had been playing really good defense. But you just keep churning along, one possession at a time, and it's hard. But for the most part, our guys kept fighting through as hard as it was, and now we get 2 days to enjoy their family and friends, and get ready to hit the road again and take on OKC.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good holiday.
Thanks. Happy holidays, everyone.